Welcome back to the channel. This is the second part of a basically 3-part video series. First video, we basically took the rear end out of the truck, tore it apart, inspected everything. Everything in the rear end was basically shot except for the actual housing and the axles. So everything got ripped out. Took the old races out and the old axle seals, cleaned everything, put new axle seals in, new races from the master kit here that I picked up a while ago. And yeah, I'm gonna kind of walk you through the parts what you're gonna need and the tools what you're gonna need. So we'll start with tools. So you're gonna need some kind of torque wrench, whether it's 3/8 or 1/2 inch, it doesn't matter. In my case, I'm just using a 3/8 snap-on digital torque wrench because it's what I had. You're gonna need some kind of pulley, bearing puller kit, something like this. Hopefully you see that, but this kit was like 50 bucks, 60 bucks on Amazon. It's nothing crazy. You're gonna need some type of seal driver kit. This was, I want to say, about 50 bucks, 40 bucks, somewhere around there. And you're gonna need a set of calipers. Calipers can get pretty expensive. I just went to go to Harbor Freight and picked up a set, so nothing crazy. You are gonna need a beam style torque wrench. For parts, I went and got a brand new pinion and ring gear from Yukon Gear. I also went and bought one of their complete master rebuild kits, along with 2 pinion bearings, 2 extra ones. Those are going to be machined or sanded down the inside, and they're going to be used as setup bearings. You'll see what setup bearings are later in the video. Lastly, I did pick up a Yukon Gear posi track. Here it was like 340 bucks. It's worth it though, you know. I'll show you guys here quick. I did press the center section bearings on. It wasn't hard. I just used a press. You can put the bearings in like a toaster oven, heat it up, put the center section in a freezer, get it nice and cold, and they'll just pop right on. Magnetic dial indicator, right? So you got your stand, magnet, all that fun stuff. Your dial gauge sits right in there. And then this is basically going to be your preload, backlash, all that fun shit. We'll talk about this later in the video. I just thought I would throw this in here quick. So you're going to want to torque these down, these ring bolts, in 2 sequences. First one's 30, second one's 60 foot-pounds. I did add some red Loctite onto all of them. Break out the old torque wrench here.
Come on, you fucking thing.
So 30. Hopefully you can see that. I didn't hit this one because I forgot. Now we're going to do 60 foot-pounds. Crisscross. I'm going to go through and check them all in a circle pattern. Okay. So I got them all torqued. Now I will see you guys back at the house, and we're going to go ahead and get the shimming done for the center section, and we're going to kind of walk you through the rest of it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the shims. So for the stock OE style, especially from, you know, the parts store, or not parts store, but like the dealerships, they're gonna look something like this. These are like the OE style, and basically what I did to figure out my shim depth is, in these kits they come with a booklet of what the suggested shim specs should be, like if it's coming from the factory, right? So in my case, it's a 37 thousandths or 0.37, or I believe it's a 94 millimeter. I believe. Don't quote me on. Just do your own research. But basically, what I did is I looked up, like I said, the stock pinion shim clearance, and I kind of just went off of that. So then I just took my mic, my chronometer here, and I just converted 37 thousandths into millimeters, and then I was able to just, you know, instead of going to every shim, converting it to thousandths, doing it that way, it's a lot easier just to, you know, kind of get familiar with the millimeter side of stuff. So I just took it and then basically measured everything. Like this is almost 37 thousandths on the nuts. It's off by 1 mil. So I actually ran a pattern with the suggested pinion shim clearance, and it was wrong. So my pinion shim is more on the high side. It's right around like 40, what is it, 41 thou, I believe. And I got a decent half-ass pattern, so I was like, screw it, I'll run it. As far as the shims for the carrier, there's a couple different styles. You have these stock ones that are more or less like a cast machine. These are great if you want to kind of get ballpark figure of what you have to shim it at. Basically, I just took my mic again, measured it, and then I set the newer style shims to it, if that makes sense. I'm trying to help you guys the best as I can, but I didn't really film too much of me figuring out the correct shim for it. I kind of just basically, it's like a, you know, you got to like mix and match, you know, but you have to measure every so often to kind of get yourself close to it. But once you're like half-ass and you have a decent pattern, and especially if you're backlash and you know, everything is good, tear it apart, clean it, throw it together, send it. You know, because you're only gonna learn from your fuck ups, basically, right? So that's life. So just take it with a grain of salt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the final assembly of the pinion. I got it in the freezer. I got the bearings both heated up, ready to go. First things first is we're gonna take our shims, our pinion shims. Hopefully you can see that. We're gonna toss them right down. Then we're gonna take our bearing, and without getting burned, I'm gonna take this guy and we're gonna put it right on top. It should go down, I don't know. So I had no choice but to use the old press. So I don't think I got the bearing hot enough, but she's on there, as you can see. Don't mind the mess. I've been so busy with work the last couple days. So, but got her on. Now I got a couple nicks, but should be fine. Everything spins freely, so we're gonna go ahead and get her tossed in the old housing. So biggest thing is I have to make sure the rotational drag is within spec, and to figure that out you need to use a old school beam torque wrench. So this guy right here, something like that. So we're gonna go ahead, get set up on the tripod, and get this rear end finished. It's, believe it or not, this has been over a month ordeal, waiting on parts and just 5 steps forward, 20 steps back. That's basically what this whole ordeal has been. So getting shipped the wrong parts and just, yeah, no. So I got everything. We're gonna go ahead and slam it together quick. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. Well, and then same thing for the rear. We got that racing. So now we're gonna I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on everything, just to make sure. You don't want to assemble it dry, so to speak. You want to make sure there's plenty of lube. Same thing on the inside. Put some lube on our bearing here. Last thing you want to do is install it dry. We are going to be putting in the pinion bearing, and you're going to need some red Loctite for the pinion nut, and you're also going to want to put some grease or some kind of oil on the washer. Something, you know, because you need an accurate torque reading. So keep that in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, basically how it's gonna go is we're gonna put this guy in. Got everything ready. We got the crush washers on there, or crush sleeves, whatever you want to fucking call them. We're gonna put that in, and then we're gonna take our handy dandy bearing that is straight out of the oven. And yeah, no, she hot. Basically, we're gonna put the pinion in, bearing's gonna go in. Once that's on, we're gonna put the seal in. Once the seal's in, then we're gonna put this guy on, along with the washer. Then we're gonna put red Loctite on the threads. This guy's gonna go on, and then we're just gonna use the impact. We're gonna put it on very, very gently. We're gonna take our time
because if you crush this too much, you're gonna have to take it all apart and put another one on. So the kit that I used only came with 2. So there is another different kind of kit where it eliminates this. And all it is basically like a thick washer, like a machined washer, and then it's shimmed, if that makes sense. But I would have originally went with that style, but I didn't want to have to deal with, you know, the whole shim bullshit again. So, yeah, no. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some oil in this guy quick on this washer. Get her all lubed up, all extra nice like, you know. I'm going to put a little bit inside of this guy. I just want to make sure nothing's going to be sticking or anything like that of any kind, because knowing my luck, it'll happen. So, also, I'm going to go ahead and get the old red Loctite. I'm going to put a good old dab here on the threads, just to kind of make my life a little less difficult. I wish I had a paper towel. Hold on. All right. My fancy paper towel, you know. Gotta keep your hands clean. So, I'm gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna set it right in the housing. All right. Once that's in, like so, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this piping hot bearing and try not to burn the hell out of myself. And just put it on there just like that. Push it in there. Try not to burn the hell out of myself. Next, I'm gonna very carefully set this back, because now, hopefully you can see that, the bearing is basically somewhat started on the pinion here, the pinion shaft. And now we're gonna go ahead and grab this seal. I could put some RTV around it, but I don't know. It's got a coating, I don't know, it should be fine. Just give it a good clean here, wipe her off. Then we're gonna just put it right on here. And I'm gonna take my little mallet or hammer, but first I gotta drink some beer here. I'm gonna hold the pinion in the back. Oh, I'm gonna kind of hold it, oh wow, that bearing shrunk down on it. Take the old hammer here and just gonna tap it on. I'm not going crazy. Try to prevent that from happening. Let me just make sure. Okay, we're good. Just want to make sure that oh my god, this gear oil just gets everywhere. Okay, we'll try this again here. Put that guy in. Give her a little tappy poo. There we go. Why you don't want to go on? What the hell, man? It's got that red coating on it. I think that's kind of preventing it from going in here. There we go. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay. Come on, baby. Go on smoothly. There we go, like that. Give me a second to get cleaned up here. Wipe this grease off and damn oil. something like this. So that's what you're kind of shooting for right there, right? Now I'm pretty sure that Loctite came off of the threads. Oh, of course it did. So we're gonna have to put some more on there now. I'm gonna smear on there, just like so. This is a gel kind. This is, I don't know, it's weird. I've never used the gel kind. It's always been the normal liquid kind. So we got that on there. I got the seal in there. Now we're gonna go ahead. Why the hell did my garage door open up by itself? Must be a ghost in here or something. So we're gonna take this guy, we're gonna set it to the side. Try not to get it dirty, even though I put oil on it. I should have waited. We're gonna grab this guy. We're gonna set it in here real gently. We're gonna get it started. There we go. Just one there. Just to kind of get it going. And then we're gonna take our washer. Hope you can see this. Stick it down in there. Now we got the Loctite on there, so we're gonna just go ahead and grab the old nut here, and then start it a little bit by hand. All right, now I'm gonna grab the impact. Now it's starting to, okay, so you see how we went from a bunch of slop to very little. So now we gotta start being careful, right? But we kind of got to get it on there quick before this red Loctite sets. So a little bit more. A little bit more. Not yet. You want, let me see here, for 8.5 and 8.6 ring gear, you want 14 to 19 for your drag, for your beam style torque wrench. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this girl up here. Just a little bit at a time. Don't rush it. Otherwise you'll be tearing it all apart, redoing it. So that's at about 5. 5. A little bit more to go. Try that again. Watch I go over it. Now we're almost at 10. Just a cut hair. Try that again. You want to sneak up on this torque value. All we're at 10 still.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys here the setup specification that Yukon Gear wants you to follow, right? So right here, hopefully you can see that by my fat ass thumb, but you see where the black line is right there, the Sharpie? That's going to be for your 8.5 and 8.6 ring gear. So it tells you your pinion, OEM shim depth. Then right next to it is your pinion bearing preload, so 14 to 19. And then it tells you what the specs should be for either new or a used gear set. In our case, we want to be between 14 and 19, right? Hopefully you can see that. So I'm here screwing around. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed here, show you guys. But we got her on her. Try to show you. Hopefully you can see that, but it's right around what we need here. So yeah. I almost feel like I should go just a little smidge tighter. Something like that. Try that now. So we got our shim stacks. I'm gonna go ahead and try not to drop this damn thing. Just like so. You kind of want to just make sure everything's lined up. And then it should pop right in just like that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Grab myself a little paper towel here quick. Kind of show you guys here. So basically your shims, make sure all your races are on. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the caps on and we're gonna torque them down. Can you see that? Hopefully you can do that. There you go, now you can see that. Okay. So when you're putting your caps on, you're gonna have two sides. Flat machine side or cast side, and one side with a hump. Hopefully you can see that. Damn GoPro.
right here, right? So hump side is going to be facing this way. So don't put any oil or anything like that on these bolts. Kind of just put them in. Chances of them having oil or whatnot, chances of them having oil on the threads already or in the bolt hole is pretty high, so I'm just gonna install them just like that. That goes on, and then I'm gonna grab impact. I'm gonna put it on low, like so, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run them down. That's it. It doesn't even click because it's hardly any force. Like that. Just like that. Then we're gonna take our handy dandy fancy snap-on torque wrench here, zero it out. I got it set for 60 foot-pounds. Hopefully you can see that. Go ahead and torque these guys down. So how I'm gonna do to torque this is we're gonna do that one, that one, that one, that one. I want to crisscross. Just like that. Same thing over here. There you go. That one. I'm just gonna. Okay. Put some oil here right on the old seal. And at the base. We're gonna go ahead and pop this axle shaft in here. Now we're just gonna lift up. You fucker. There it goes. Once you get it up there, it'll pop right into the splines, and then you'll be able to push it right in there, just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pop in the C-clips and put the cover on, and shit, it's done. Show you if I can. Got that. I know you can't tell, but the C-clip is in there, believe it or not. Now we gotta get this bad man pajama in too. gonna be doing the same thing. This one hopefully is a lot easier to put in, but you can see that little groove right there. We're gonna be putting that little clip. And yeah, I can't really do it with camera and a light in my hand, so you guys are gonna have to hang out right here for a sec. Yeah, I shouldn't even bought this magnet. It wasn't even worth. I should have just used my finger in the first place trying to screw around. There we go. Okay, so I got a finger on it there. I'm going to, come on, stay on there. You pull this axle out. There we go, locks it in. So now we got both clips on. You can't really tell, but we do. So. And now we can spin it, put the pin in, put the little set screw, and put the cover on, and we're done. Yeah, man, that was a pain in the ass. There we go. So we're going to put it in like that. I don't want to force it, so. Make sure there's. I gotta tap it in just a little bit. It's not lining up all the way because we had to move it. A little bit more. There you go. That's way better. Okay, now we'll go in, no problems. Watch. What the f? There it goes. Just had to give her a little love tap. Line it up. Fuck. There we go. Okay. There you go. Put the cover plate on and we're done.
There we go.
Gasket. I'm not gonna RTV this because when I get this in the truck and I get it running and driving, I'm gonna have to pull the cover no matter what to inspect everything and make sure everything's, you know, doing what it's supposed to. But I picked up an aftermarket cover, and yeah, it's one of those easy fill ones. So yeah. There we go. Put these on real quick and these are going to be 12 mils. And just like that, we are done. So we got everything torqued down, we got everything shimmed accordingly. Like I said, I didn't really want to record shimming it and getting the pattern. It was pointless. There's thousands of videos, not thousands, but hundreds of videos on good old YouTube that covers it. So kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. It really helps. But glad I was able to kind of take you guys on the journey of rebuilding this guy. I covered as much as I can. This is kind of like the first one that I have ever rebuilt too, so I had to reach out to a couple people, a couple buddies, and pick their brain. It's just, this is one of those things where you invest a lot of money, you know, you kind of want a peace of mind, so to speak. But I'll see you guys on the next one.